Hello and welcome back, delegates. I hope you've all had a great lunch. I'm just going to take a moment to thank all of you for participating in our democratic freedom to choose the leaders of our great union. I wish you all the best, and if I can be of any assistance at all, please know that I am but a call away. After all, this is all about the members. Thank you to all the candidates for putting yourselves forward. It's never easy, and I respect each and every one of you. And a huge thank you to Charlotte, Shelley, and Ed for the amazing work that you have done for the members over the years. It has been so great to work with you. Doug, you as well, and I wish you well in the future. I also want to take a moment to say a huge personal thank you to the most amazing, fantastic staff at the MGEU. All across our offices, all across the province. You folks are absolutely amazing. You are the best. You're the best staff for any group coming in. And I know there was a day when I came in new and you were there for me, and I know you will be there for Kyle. I know you will be there for all the officers. I know you're going to be there for the board. And most importantly, I know you're going to be there for the members. I am so proud to have worked with you, and I am so proud of each and every one of you. Also, finally, to my family, my friends, and to all the MGU members across the province, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the support that you have given me. You've held me up when I've been down. You've patted me on the back, and you've kicked me in the butt when I've needed it. And I so appreciate each and every one of you as well out there. The last 9 years have been overwhelming some days, fantastic other days, but all around, absolutely the best. So thank you all. And I now have time for that coffee, folks. Give me a shout. I'll be there. Back to my baking, back to my yard, and it is great. But I will be there to support Manitobans in the services that we need. I will be there to support the MGEU in any way that I can till my dying day. So with that, folks, we're going to get on to back to convention, back to some good news. And we will keep moving along here. First, I am very proud to be able to announce the winners of the MGU Convention 2021 contest. Barb Stambrukski of Local 360, MASC Adjusters, Area 3. Congratulations, Barb. Amanda Macbeth, Local 420, Southern TP, Area 5. Way to go, Amanda. And to Kara Jean Miller, congratulations, Local 18, Health, Area 4. Congratulations to all of the winners. And thank you all for participating in the contest that we had going. So now I would like, I'm not sure if I'm going to the humanitarian or the credentials. Where I'm going to the humanitarian. Thank you so much. So normally at convention, we present the Humanitarian Award to past or present MGEU members who has gone above and beyond by demonstrating the spirit of humanity through volunteer work, advocacy, leadership, and philanthropy. But given that all MGEU members have experienced and the sacrifices made during the pandemic, we are instead recognizing all MGEU members with the Humanitarian Award 2021. Congratulations, MGEU. Here is our convention video. We will once again play for you to salute you, all of our members that are out there providing the important services that you do day in and day out, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. On for our video.
When the pandemic hit, everyone was affected. It happened, but we worked together to overcome so much. During one of the most trying times of our lives. Together, we made a real difference. Behind the scenes and on the front lines, we stood, making sure people got the help and protection they needed. we adjusted to a new reality of balancing family with an entirely new way of working. We made sure Manitobans were supported and cared for. We adapted to keep people safe and our public services working. And through it all, we kept Manitoba going, even when so much of our world came to a standstill. We all made sacrifices for our families, for our friends, for our communities.
I have never been more proud to be an MGEU member or the MGEU president. The dedication, MGEU members, that you have given to your fellow Manitobans through this pandemic is truly amazing. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
As public service providers, we have so much to be proud of. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We make it all happen. And we're stronger together.
I have to say, members, congratulations. You deserve, each and every one of you deserve the Humanitarian Award. So proud to be presenting it to all of you. With that, we are going to go into our credential report. And I believe we have Diana Schultz ready to give us the credentials.
Good afternoon, delegates. My name is Diana Schultz. I'm president of Local 410, Tech Prof, and the component director for Tech Prof. And I am a member of the Convention Credentials Committee. On behalf of the committee, I provide the following report. The total number of registered delegates is 223. The total number of registered observers is 7. As of 1:16 p.m., Thursday, October 21st, there were 198 registered delegates in the virtual convention hall, and there were 7 observers officially, there were 7 official observers participating. I move acceptance of this report of the Credentials Committee. Thank you.
Thank you so very, very much, Diana. Do we have a seconder for the credentials report? Remember, folks, bottom of your screen, and we will be looking for, I have Julie. Julianne? Julianne, is seconding, Dostoevsky is seconding the credentials report. Thank you so very much, Julianne. So delegates, it has been moved and seconded, the credentials report. So I would ask to see if Dots has got the ballot ready. And we will go into a vote to accept the report given by the committee. And again, thank you to the committee for stepping up and agreeing to do this on behalf of your fellow delegates. All right. So I'm being reminded, it'll be a 2-minute vote with a 30-second timer on it. And the ballot is now open, I am told. So again, folks, in case you forgot, trying to get for lunch, refresh your ballot, please. Cast your vote. Once you have submitted your vote, make sure you hit confirm and wait for that little notice to come up that says vote successful. And go ahead and vote now. Thank you. And so delegates, this is your 30-second warning. Remember, cast your vote, hit confirm, wait for that vote successful to come up. I believe now you're probably down to about 20 seconds. Finish off those votings, folks, for the credentials report. All right, delegates, you see that it has passed. So the final credentials report has been passed for convention of 2021. Thank you very, very much for that. And with that, I believe I'm probably able to step down the committee very shortly. We have a point of privilege. Kyle.
Hello, everyone. Kyle Ross, MPI, Local 67, Area 7, President and Component Director. I want to say thank you to all of you, and especially want to say thank you to Michelle for all her years of service with the MGEU. I think she's done a great job, and I really think, and I want to take her up on that offer for coffee. If it might be beer, I don't drink coffee, but so I want to say I really want to thank you for the job you've done. I think it's remarkable, and we're gonna be okay. And sorry, and I want to thank all the delegates for putting your faith in me. I really appreciate it. Going forward, we got a lot of work to do, but I think we can do it and we can get there. And I want to especially want to thank JP and Janelle. They're the two from MPI that helped me the most during my campaign, talked me off the ledge and told me not to do things that I probably shouldn't have done. So they really helped me with my campaign. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank everyone out there who's reached out this morning and congratulated me. And I think it's been such a boost. And even during the campaign, it was such a boost when I got those emails. You have my support and stuff like that. I want to say, because mentally this campaign for me was draining, and I'm sure it was for all the other candidates. It's hard work, and I really appreciate the next job. It's probably going to be harder. I just want to say I'm ready for it, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, Kyle. All right, so with that, I know we are going to have Charlotte McWilliams will be up shortly. We're going to go back to CR4. Before that, though, I've been asked to give a reminder for the delegates, please. It's really tough to be making sure that everybody is being caught and being placed in the speakers list where they're supposed to be. So I've been asked to remind the delegates that at an in-person convention, delegates are asked to stand at a pro or con mic so that we can fairly distribute debate by alternating between the two mics. We are trying to mimic this during this virtual convention as close to possible as we can. There's some reminders to help us get there. And just a reminder, if you want to speak to a resolution, please raise your virtual hand, indicate in the chat to the virtual chair, so that's where you want to go, that you are speaking pro or con. Please do not message our vendors, Advent Pro and Dots. Both are going crazy right now with their own technology stuff, making sure that this is running smooth. So they do tend to get a little overwhelmed when they're seeing messages coming to them that should be going to the virtual chair. They are also not the direct line of communication with the chairs on stage. Only contact Dots if you are requiring tech assistance. Under no circumstances will you be required to chat with Advent Pro, as they are the Zoom host only. So we want to let Advent Pro do their job and let them as easily as they can. If you would like to make a motion, please raise your virtual hand, indicate in the chat to the virtual chair what your motion is. You need to type it into that chat to her. If you would like to second a motion, raise your virtual hand and indicate in the chat to the virtual chair that you are seconding. If you have questions of one of the chairs on stage, again, please raise your hand, indicate in the chat to the virtual chair that you have a question or a point of information. If your question is not for the chairs on stage, but a general question, do not contact the virtual chair. Contact the MGEU Resource Center at 204-982-6438. We see in a pattern here. This is what we need to be doing. The bottom line has to be, if you've raised your hand for any reason, you need to tell the virtual chair in the chat why. And we'll be doing these reminders as we go. I know it was there at the new delegate school. I know it's been mentioned a number of times throughout. But in order that we're not missing anybody or things that are moving along, we need to have that ability. So please, folks, to the virtual chair first, type in what you need, and then it'll make its way up to us. All right, with that, I'm going to go back to Charlotte on CR4. So Charlotte.
Good afternoon, everyone. I believe this was tabled yesterday. So, pardon me?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. So we will need the CR4 to be untabled. So we'll start with that, and then we can begin debate again.
Okay, so I believe we need Doug to come on. He is the member that tabled it. So Doug, if you could please come on and untable the motion for us. Lift it from the table, Doug. There he be.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good. Doug Troke, admin, area 3, local 030, and second vice president. I move that we lift CR4 from the table.
Thank you so very much. I don't believe we need that seconded. Sorry. Nope. I had it confirmed. Thank you, folks. All right. So we are going back to a speakers list. And it was because of the way things were going yesterday, folks. Anyone that was wanting to speak, again, please raise your hand, go to the virtual chair, type in where you're at, pro or con. We will alternate mics as we go and make sure that we give everyone an opportunity to speak to this. So we have Chris Kwan first. Chris, please go ahead.
You. First of all, I wanted to congratulate everyone, and I'm just very proud of every delegate using their democratic abilities here to make change. One of the things that I really want to point out is that our bylaws, there are rules, and they can't be suspended unless there are provisions to suspend. And that provision to suspend has to be a particular rule, something very concrete. It can't be just an open-ended suspension. Adopting any action that conflicts with our bylaws is wrong, and those actions are null and void. Even though this membership is a pretty supreme membership, it can't use an anonymous vote to legally make a conflict real. What I'm basically saying is that if there's a conflict with our bylaws, you can't do anything to correct that conflict, and you can't do really anything to make it legal. At least that's my understanding. It's like the rules of speeding. You can't speed. There's a medical emergency, you speed anyways. That police officer can still pull you over and give you a ticket. My big concern with this particular resolution is that it is incredibly open-ended, far, far too dangerous. It isn't specific to one item in the bylaws that needs to be changed or that is asking to be changed. It is just carte blanche, and that is too dangerous. Ambiguity leads to individual interpretation, and gosh darn it, if we would ever be able to get a hold and get a grip on something that changed this dramatically. So again, I'm not in favor. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. We have a point of order. Jeff Reddy, we have a point of order.
Hi there.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff Reddy, Area 7, 14 corrections. So I actually want to motion that since we voted on a special convention for June, that we actually push this to that point, to table CR4 in June. Reason being, we had a lot of technical difficulties when we were speaking with the lawyers yesterday, through no fault of anybody. I think that there's a lot of language concerns that members are bringing
Jeff,
forward.
I hate to interrupt you, Jeff, but your point of order, right now we've got a motion on the floor. So I can't let you speak to it. You're claiming it was a point of order. If you're making a motion, if you could make the motion.
Yeah, that's the motion. Sorry. It's my first time. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that, my motion is to carry it to June special convention.
So you're making a motion to table this until the June special convention?
That's right. Bring it forward to that. Sorry.
Bring it forward to June. Now, let me think about this. We have, this motion has been moved and seconded. One way to make that happen is if the delegates themselves vote down the motion, and then it could be reintroduced later. I don't see an amendment. You know, folks, I've got about 5 people around, so I'm going to go to a break, please. We're going to get some clarification. Jeff, I apologize to you, but we will get some clarification and come right back to deal with it. So thank you, brother. Thank you for your patience. I'm hoping we still have Jeff on camera. Jeff, we've gone through everything, and if I'm looking to Jeff, if we can bring him up on screen. Thank you. Jeff, is my understanding that you are moving to table this resolution to the June convention?
That's
You want to
correct.
wait until, thank you for that. I will look for a seconder on this motion, please. We have Scott Cloney seconding this. So delegates, it is not open to debate on to table for a specific date unless it is to actually just address the date within. So if no one's got any problems with this being tabled to June of 2022, it's been moved and seconded. And I'm trying to drag this out just a little bit to give Dots a chance to get the ballot ready. And the motion, of course, is to table CR4 till June 2022 of the special convention. It has been moved and seconded. So unless there's any debate, and I'm not seeing any speakers coming to the mic, I've got none. So as soon as the ballot is ready and they let me know that it's ready, we will go forward. And again, folks, I would remind you, refresh your ballot. Make sure that you hit refresh. Once the poll is open, please cast your vote. Once you voted, please confirm your vote. Wait for that vote successful to show up, and we will be done. Again, this will be a 2-minute with a 30-second reminder, I believe. So I'm just giving it a couple of seconds. At this point, I'm not sure if folks are having any technical difficulties, but if you are, a reminder, data on the spot, the toll-free number is 1-833-368-7111 or MGEU support at dataonthespot.com. Giving it a couple of minutes. I'm pretty sure that we are going to have a ballot ready shortly. Everything takes, the ballot is now open. So again, folks, the ballot is, you're voting on to table this CR4 till June of 2022. And with that, delegates, please cast your vote. Delegates, 30-second warning. You've got 30 seconds to cast that vote. Remember, cast your vote. Once you've done it, hit ensure or confirm and make sure that you get vote successful. All right, 20 seconds now. And that has passed delegates by 73%. Congratulations, Jeff Reddy, first time candidate, first time at the mic. That is awesome. So CR4 will be moved to convention to the special convention of June of 2022. Thank you so very much. We are on now. I have been asked to ask everyone, please lower your hands. Remember, once the vote is done, once a decision has been made by the delegates, then please lower your hand and we will move on to CR5. And I will pass it to Charlotte.
Great, thank you, Michelle. So yesterday when I gave the Constitution Bylaws Structure Committee report, I had mentioned that I would do an ad hoc committee report on CR5, which is actually CR26, unfinished business from Convention 2018. So I'd like to start by thanking the ad hoc committee, Doug Troke, Umberto Wilner, Amanda Russell, Jean-Guy Bourgeois, and Bonnie Neal for the thoughtful work put into this report. I wholeheartedly believe this committee worked with integrity and were able to discuss opposing ideas in a respectful and engaging manner. If you would like to turn to the tab marked 2-year versus 3-year convention document, which is also page 65 in the booklet, you can more or less follow along with me. But don't worry, I'm actually not going to read this report verbatim, but I've actually provided you guys with a brief overview before we begin the debate. So during the 2018 convention, CR26, which is now our CR5, was referred to the board of directors with specific instructions. You can find these instructions on pages 67 or 97 in the delegate handbook. An ad hoc committee was created to complete this task. When the report was completed, it was presented to the Constitution Bylaw Structure Committee and the board of directors. This report was made available to the delegates on the MGEU website. It's in your delegate handbook. And in this past spring, during the local meetings, if time permitted, a video presentation on the 3-year convention report was played. Starting off, CR5 resolution states the MGEU will move to having the MGEU convention every 3 years and holding elections every 3 years for positions within the union. At our first meeting, we discussed the resolution, and even though it proposes to move the union to a 3-year convention cycle, our committee strove to prepare an unbiased report that lays out the pros and cons for both the current 2-year cycle and the proposed 3-year convention cycle. The MGEU did move from being held every year to 2 years back in 1993, and at recent conventions, there have been several resolutions to move to a 3-year cycle. CR26 was a composite of several 2018 resolutions to make this change. We started by reviewing what other NUPGE unions and other central labor bodies do for their convention and election cycle. If you look at page 77, there's a comparison chart there for you to reference. We reviewed all the arguments made by the speakers from the convention 2018 floor and ensured they were addressed in the report. We reviewed our current constitution and bylaws to identify all the issues that need to be considered if this change is made. We asked the controller to prepare financial analysis based on various scenarios. We then organized our findings into terms of 5 fundamental issues: the democratic election cycle, democratic voice and participation for members, cost and resources, coordination with other labor conventions, and transition issues. In the discussion of democratic voice and participation for members, our committee acknowledges that getting together at convention creates solidarity and is a critical opportunity for members to make decisions about their union. When we reviewed how other unions handled moving from a 2 to a 3-year convention cycle, we discovered they introduced a midterm conference. The suggestion of adding more time to convention and adding a meaningful midterm conference could aid in not compromising these 2 very important functions, solidarity and debate. The committee took this further and provided some proposed parameters, which is listed on page 71, for a possible midterm conference from our leadership, which is our board of directors, to hear directly from and be accountable to local representatives, and provides an opportunity for current issues that arise between conventions to be discussed. There are some tables on pages 72 and 73 of the delegate handbook that references different scenarios of the various convention cycle and their costs attached. Pardon me. The gist of the cost and resource analysis is that $625,000, approximately $200,000 per convention, would be saved every 6 years by simply going from 2 years to 3 years with no other changes, meaning no midterm conference. However, the amount saved starts to come down rapidly if you add extra time to convention and add a midterm conference. Another factor to consider is the coordination of other labor conventions. We have NUPG, we have CLC, MFL, Women's, and the Safety and Health conferences. Moving to a 3-year convention cycle would allow the MGU to spread out staffing resources and costs with other major conventions and conferences that the MGU participates in. One of the main transition issues identified is the need for a local area executive candidates seeking election is to be notified the next time that they may be signing up for a 3-year term. And this was done at the spring meetings. So in conclusion, the ad hoc committee did not make a recommendation either way, but indicated it depends on how you, the convention delegates, make the change. The committee drafted a resolution, which is CR 6, for the board in the event that CR 5 is accepted or passed at this convention. The board of directors advanced the suggested, The board of directors advanced the suggested resolution language proposed by the ad hoc committee, but also did not provide a recommendation. I will now read CR 5 and open the floor to debate. CR 5. The MGU will move to having the MGU convention every 3 years and holding elections every 3 years for positions within the union. The 2018 committee recommendation was to accept.
We have CR 5 up. Do we have, it's been moved, sorry. Okay,
Seconded by the committee.
thank you very much. All right, go ahead, Charlotte. Charlotte is moving and seconding.
Yeah. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. The committee moves and seconds the resolution.
Thank you very much. So it has been moved and seconded, and we are now open for debate. And I'm going to go to Darcel first, please. Darcel. Hi, Darcel. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I had chat on mute. Brothers, sisters, and delegates, I stand opposed to this resolution. 3 years is a lot of time when you think of what's happened in the last 18 months alone. If you have poor representation or poor leadership, 3 years is a long time. If you have global events, local events, civic events, any kind of events that really impact our membership, 3 years is a lot of time. Staying with the 2 years allows the members to have that voice, to be able to have their say in changes or things that need to happen at the local level or all the way up to the union level, the big union. I think that status quo with the 2 years is a better plan, especially right now. We've got a lot of changes in our board of directors and a lot of changes with what's happened with COVID-19. I don't think now is the time to do the changes to a 3-year space for representation or for the conference. So that's my position, and I think that people should really consider that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Darcel, for your thoughts. Thank you. Thank you. And we have Beverly Gibbs on a pro mic, please.
Unmute. Sure, start my video, see how dirty my house is.
I heard that. As did 200 other people. Go ahead, Beverly.
I'm just going to say that I am for the 3-year convention plan and the election plan, simply because, like, as a new committee member, 2 years by the time you figure out that we have convention, and then we have to wait till after convention to fit into our spots, and then we end up waiting a couple months to have a meeting, and then we're all for the summer. and whatnot, we don't get a lot of time into the position to actually learn it. So I think a longer term would actually do better for us, because then people have more time to learn the ins and outs of how the positions work and get you more settled, and you're not always sitting there nervous and lost, and you get stuff figured out. So that's why I say this is a pretty good idea, and I will cede the rest of my time.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Beverly. Thank you for your thoughts. We have Paulette Sherb. Paulette. Hi, Paulette.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. I don't know how long I can stay on, because usually I get booted out when I have the video on. Where am I here? Here we go.
Okay.
Anyways, I would like to speak against this resolution. I think we should stick with the 2-year convention, at least for now. I think we've had a lot of examples of questions coming up in terms of budget and how the money is spent. And I think 3 years is a long time to go before those kinds of questions can be resolved at a convention. Or to look at special needs, such as we've had to deal with in the last, over the last 3 years. It's been a long time since the previous convention. So I would like to speak against it. I think that it's, I agree with the first speaker that this isn't the time to make that kind of change. I think we should vote against this resolution at this point in time, and maybe consider it at some point in the future. Though I think that the 2-year convention has been the way to go. I was around in the days when we had the yearly convention, and we were at that time thought 2 years was going to be a long time between conventions to have that kind of accountability back to the membership. And I think that 3 years is definitely too long a time. I think 2 years is the max. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I hope that we defeat this resolution. Thank you, and I will see the rest of the time.
Thank you very much, Paulette. Thank you for your thoughts. We have a point of information. I'm going to go to Virginia for a point of information, please. Point of privilege, point of information. Hi, Virginia.
Hi, thank you. My question is about this resolution does not make mention of any of the material in the report. It talks only about moving to a 3-year convention, but on page, the conclusion of the report on page 75, there are a list of bullets that are considerations that could help maintain
Oh, you're starting to freeze up, Virginia.
So,
sorry, you're starting to freeze up there for a minute. We missed a few words.
Does this resolution refer only to moving to a 3-year convention and does not include any of the midterm meetings or small conventions or any of the recommendations or suggested considerations for meeting the concerns, the concerns for maintaining democracy between conventions? The report talks a lot about finding a way to address those concerns at the same time as moving to 3-year cycle. This resolution doesn't mention any of those considerations. So are we?
I think
I
understand.
Different.
Okay, I think we understand what you're saying.
I would vote one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah,
depending.
I'm actually gonna hand it over to Charlotte, Virginia, to be able to give you your answer. I don't mean to interrupt, but you keep freezing up but I think we've got the gist of what you are saying. And Charlotte, is this this resolution talking only about moving to a 3 years?
This resolution is strictly speaking about moving to a 3 years. It has nothing to do with the mid-conference or any of the other recommendations that were included in the report. This is just a clean resolution that says, do we go to a 3-year?
Thank you, Charlotte. All right, Virginia, I think that's given you your answer. And we have 2 more speakers on the con mics. We have Kimberly Lynn. Kimberly. You're on mute. And now you're not.
Good afternoon, fellow delegates. Kimberly Lynn, Local 71 President. I rise against this motion for so many reasons, but the biggest and foremost, I think you're all feeling right now, we have been 3 years since our last convention. We are not feeling heard. We are not feeling the business of the union is getting done, and we cannot allow this to continue. Many activists serve more than 1 term, as what the sister said earlier. She's concerned that you don't get enough time to learn. You get reelected, and then you get to learn more. And the longer you're an activist, the more things you get to learn. I started 14 years ago, midterm from the person before me, knew absolutely nothing. And I'm still where I was when I started 14 years ago, although I'm a lot smarter now. And I've sat on a lot of committees and I've learned a whole lot of stuff. And I'm trying to mentor that into my next person that I'm expecting to come up behind me at some point. That's the opportunity. That's what activists do. We try to pass on our knowledge. And the only way you get that is by sitting in the positions. 3-year convention is not going to get that for us. 3-year convention is only going to have less democracy. We're not going to be heard. Nothing's going to get done. We have so many complaints and issues right now through this, that if we drag this out for another 3 years again, the issues are just going to keep building. When I look at the document on page 77 that they're trying to use as an example, the 3 that do 3-year conventions, 2 of them are national unions, and the BCGEU is huge compared to us. There are many other unions, 2 others besides us that do 2, and the other 5 do 1s so that they can be heard. And I get that 1 is not cost effective for us. I would love 1, but 1 is not cost effective. We're too big for 1 year, but 2-year fits us, and it fits us perfectly. And there is no reason to fix what is working. We need to stay with the 2-year. It's so very important to be heard and to have our democracy work for us. And 3 years will not allow us to be heard properly, and things will fester for too long, and things we'll lose control of things before we can bring it back into the fold. So 2 years needs to stay, brothers and sisters. Please really consider shooting down this motion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you for your thoughts. And we have Amanda Macbeth. We don't have any pros on this one, so we've got 3 more cons coming up. And if there's no other speakers, I would be calling the question. So Amanda, con mic.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I'm on the con mic. While I do think actually going to a 3-year convention is a good idea, I like the cost savings, having the midterm meetings. I think that we've just had a change in leadership, and I don't think it's the right time to do this. I do feel that throughout my time in the union and over these last 3 years that my needs have been heard. I feel that while we've been waiting these 3 years, that the executive, the presidents, everyone has done an excellent job. But with this new change, I think that it's not the right time, that we need to be able to, with the pandemic, just see how things are going before we make this change. Saving money is a very good idea, and I really like it. And I've always appreciated how the MGEU in the time that I've been a member has managed their money. And that's something that I do highlight a lot. And I think that other unions in Canada have done this well. And but I don't think it's the right time. And so that's the reason why I'm saying no to it. And I'm not saying no to it because I don't think it's a good idea. I'm saying no because I just don't think it's the right time. I think that we need some time to just observe and see how we make it through this pandemic. And we're going to be having the June in-person convention, fingers crossed. And I think it's something that we should return to. I just don't. So it's a no, but it's not a no forever. It's just a no, not yet, just because of the timing. And so that's why I'm saying no to this. Thank you so much. Oh, and Amanda, President, Local 420. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Amanda. Thank you for your thoughts. We have Donovan. Again, there's no pros. I've just got cons, so I'm going to go back to another con, which is Donovan. Hello, Donovan. Good afternoon.
Hello, Donovan DeBattista, Area 7, Local 14. This resolution, I mean, to simply just state that we're going to go to a 3-year convention without even mentioning the fact that every other term would be 2 years would just throw confusion into the mix. Like, I mean, why would stewards, chief stewards, all be elected every 2 years and then have a 3-year convention term? It's just confusing.
Thank you, Donovan. I'm going to turn that. Charlotte, would you answer Donovan for us, please?
Certainly. Donovan, it's actually referencing that it's a 3-year convention cycle and the 3-year election cycle. So all the elected positions, standing committees, local, all of that would also be 3 years. They would still coincide as the same.
Thank you, Charlotte. I see we have Darcel has called the question. So the question's been called. Do we have a seconder? Raise your hand, please. Talk to the virtual chair. Let them know that you are willing to second. And we have Douglas Dick is seconding. So it has been moved and second to call the question. So we are going to move to a vote now, delegates. And again, you're voting on CR 5 to move, whether to move to a 3-year convention at this time. So we're going to give Dots a couple of seconds. Oh, sorry, we've had a mover and a seconder. All those in favor of calling the question. Let me not jump the gun there. All right. So we're going to let Dots do that ballot up. Give them a couple of seconds. And again, folks, remember to refresh your ballot. Once the poll is open, cast your vote. Once you voted, hit confirm, and then wait for that voted successful to come up and let you know. All right, the ballot is open. It will be a 2-minute voting period. I believe I'll be giving you a 30-second warm-up. So the next you see my face is going to let you know you got 30 seconds. So folks, if you could please go ahead and cast your ballots on the motion to call the question. And delegates, here's your 30-second warning. You now have 25 seconds. Make sure you're casting your vote, please, on the motion to call the question. See you in a minute. All right, delegates, it has passed. It needed 2/3 vote to be able to call the question. 88% gives us that 2/3. So, Dots, hope you're ready to go. If you could please get the ballot up for CR5 for us. CR5, the question has been called and we will go to a vote. Again, it was moved and seconded by committee. I'm giving it a couple of seconds so that Dots can get our ballot up there. They'll let me know when the poll is open. Again, remember to refresh, cast your vote, hit confirm, wait for that vote successful to come up, and your vote will have been done. Please, delegates, go ahead and cast your ballot. 2 minutes. All right, delegates, 75% have voted to reject CR5. It needed 2/3 to pass. That means CR5 is failed. It is not going through. It has not passed, which then brings us to CR6, which I will rule out of order because it was based on CR5 actually passing. So CR5 and 6 are done with. And now I am going to step down our Credentials Committee, say a huge thank you to the Ad Hoc Committee that worked on this as well. Thank you very, very much to all of you on the Constitution, Bylaws, and Policy Committee. Thank you very, very much for that. And I'm being told we're going to go to a 15-minute break. I'm putting our Secretary Treasurer up, or our Treasurer up on notice that we will be bringing him back up on stage with his Finance Committee, and we will finish off our day. So with that, see you in 15, delegates. Welcome back, delegates. All right, I've got a reminder, please, asking all the delegates to lower their hands, or if they are up for a reason, please let the virtual chair know what's happened. We can't recognize you until you go through the virtual chair. We have the honorariums up next, and I know that there was a recommendation through the board, and I'm going to be looking for Kimberly Lynn to step forward, please. Kimberly Lynn. Thank you. Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Kim. Thank
Sorry
you.
about that. Technical issues.
No worries. Yep.
Kimberly Lynn, Post-Secondary Component Director, Local 71. I put a motion forward to the convention that the provincial officers honoraria for the term beginning October 2021 be set at the same level as the previous term. I so move.
Thank you, Kim. And I see we've got Ed Miller seconding. And for any delegates that are questioning what was the last term, it was 0%. So the honorariums would remain the same as they have over the last great many years, actually. So with that has been moved and seconded. Do we see any speakers? Raise your hand for us, please. Do we have any speakers to the motion? I see we've got a couple of delegates, Kathy and Les. If you could go into the virtual chair in the chat to let them know. They say that we've got 2 hands up. Either that or take your hands down if your issue or concern has been addressed. And we have no speakers. So I am going, oh, all hands are down now. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Les. With that, I am going to go to a vote. It has been moved and seconded that the officers' honorariums remain the same. Ballot is open. You've got 2 minutes to vote. I will give you a 30-second warning, I believe. And go ahead. Go ahead, please, folks. Please cast your votes. Again, hit refresh, cast your vote, hit confirm. All right, delegates, here's your 30-second warning. You got 20 seconds now. Cast that vote in, please, and we will be closing the ballot in about 15 seconds now. Thank you. All right, delegates, that has passed by 93%. Thank you so very, very much with that. And that therefore does not change our budget. So I will ask Doug and the Finance Committee to be ready, and I will ask that the budget that was tabled be brought forward. Doug.
Thank you, Michelle. On behalf of the committee, I would move that we lift from the table the 21-22 budget and return to the original motion, which was to accept the budget as presented. I just want everyone to know that there were no proceedings at convention that would have materially affected the budget. So the budget as presented still stands as being appropriate.
And I see we've got a seconder to it. So any speakers to the budget? It has been moved and seconded. Not seeing any speakers. All right. I am going to ask for the ballot to be ready to go. Oh, we do have a speaker. Maybe. Nope, she lowered her hand. All right, this is good. Tell you, this virtual experience is very, very different. Thank you, delegates, for all of your patience as we go. Seeing no speakers to the budget. Do we have the ballot ready to go, folks? The ballot is open now. You will have 2 minutes to be able to cast your vote. And again, cast your vote. Once you've submitted, hit confirm and wait for that vote successful hand to come up. All right, folks, go ahead and vote. You've got 2 minutes. I'll give you a 30-second warning. All right, delegates, you've got your 30 seconds notice as of right now. All right, delegates, I have been told that there was a different ballot that was put up. It was not the budget one, and the budget was lifted. I did not vote on lifting it as we didn't before, so I am going to actually ask that the proper ballot be put up. I'm sorry, delegates, patience, we're almost there. So if we could get the ballot up to adopt the budget as presented by the Finance Committee. And then we would go ahead and vote on that. And again, it'll be 2 minutes with a 30-second warning. All right, folks. We're just waiting for the right ballot to be put up. Ballot is open now. The right ballot to vote on your budget. All right, folks, this is your 30-second reminder. Get that vote in now. Thank you very much. See you soon. All right, delegates, 97%. That is voted in favor, so that has passed. Congratulations, Doug. You have a budget. And with that, I'm going to step down Doug and the Finance Committee with my heartfelt thanks. It has been awesome and definitely appreciated having them around all the time. Doug does an amazing job for the MGEU. So with that, actually, we have any good and welfare, and no one has brought anything to my attention yet at this point. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take, we have Kurt Carr has his hand up. All right, Kurt.
Hello, Kurt Carr, Chief Steward, 403 Community Support and President of the Brandon District Labor Council. I just want to recognize the hard work and dedication of our staff, Resource Center, and the staff reps of the MGU who worked tirelessly for the membership over the past 3 years and into the future. Thank you all. We appreciate the heck out of you.
Thank you, Kurt. And we have Diana Schultz. Diana. Your mic, you're muted.
Yep.
There we go.
Thank you. Just want to say thank you to Michelle, Charlotte, Shelley, Ed, for all the hard work that they've put in over the past many years. But very much want to congratulate Michelle and very, very strongly feel that she has done an excellent job. She's been a wonderful mentor over the years. And although there was lots of divisiveness throughout the union, I don't think it could be said that Michelle ever didn't work hard for the union. I'm very well aware of the many, many, many hours that she put in. And she is leaving gigantic shoes to fill. So it is with a heavy heart that we say goodbye to you, Michelle. And but we do wish you all the best for a wonderful personal life, because we know that now you'll actually have a little bit of time to have a personal life. Although I rather doubt that you will stay still for very long. That is not in your nature. And I anticipate that we will see you in the future somewhere, somehow, advocating for the people of Manitoba. And just on a very, very personal note, I will miss you very much. And yeah, so all the best to you, and as well to the other candidates that have dedicated so much of their time to those positions. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. This isn't goodbye. This is see you soon. But I do appreciate your sentiments. Thank you very, very, very much. It has been purely my pleasure to serve MGU members. I'm not done. There's lots of labor out there that we need to make sure we are looking after. So, Carolyn Brown.
Good afternoon, Michelle. Good afternoon, Michelle.
Hi, Carolyn.
I just wanted to bring good and welfare, excuse me, to the family of Nemesto Gonzalo. I'm going to say the last name wrong. A member of mine that was killed while on shift just about 4 weeks ago at Liquor and Lotteries. So I just wanted to have good and welfare extended to and condolences to his family.
Thank you, Carolyn, so very much. Thank you. It's been a tough one for Carolyn and all of the folks at the Liquor Lotteries. Our heart goes out to all of you as well. Okay, Amanda Macbeth, please.
Hi, thank you, Amanda Macbeth, President Local 420 Tech Prov. I just wanted to give great thanks to the exec that was not successful, Michelle, Charlotte, Shelley, and Ed. Specifically to you, Michelle, when I came into the union, Michelle, you were the only president I've ever known. And I've appreciated greatly the support that you've given to me personally in very, very, very important specific times that as a leader and as a woman, as a leader, was so valuable and encouraging to me. And I saw all your hard work. It did not go unnoticed by me. And that was one of the things that really impressed me about our union as a whole, was to see a strong woman in leadership go up against a very hostile government, which came after us as a union because you, Michelle, were doing such a great job. And so I just wanted to say thank you for all that hard work. And I also wanted to say to our union as a whole that, you know, we need to listen to each other even when we don't agree. And I just, again, am so appreciative of the time that I've been in the union, and specifically to you, Michelle. And I just wish you all the very best. I know you're going to be doing great things coming forward. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Very much appreciated. And it's not always easy, but we work together, and truer words could never be said. We need to listen to each other, especially when we don't agree. Make sure that we're listening for the betterment of all. Thank you. Stephanie Swain.
Hi there. I echo what everyone has said, you know, giving thanks to those who are outgoing. You've done amazing work and we really appreciate it. To Ed, you know, I'm taking over for Ed in 4th VP. And Ed, you know, I have nothing but respect for you, and I've often looked up to you as a leader in our union. So thank you so much. But I also wanted to take a minute to thank all of the staff who've worked so hard putting together this convention. I know it was new waters for you all, and it was a lot of learning as you went. So I know it was a lot of work, and thank you very much. And to Dad on the Spot, Event Pro, any other vendors that I might be forgetting, thank you as well for making our first virtual convention a success.
Thank you, Stephanie. Absolutely. I am not seeing any others. So just like that, it brings our formal proceedings of Convention 2021 to a close. Oh, we have okay. We have Beverly Gibbs. Beverly.
Here we go. Hello, am I heard?
We can hear you, Beverly.
I just wanted to put that this has been a very lovely convention, and I appreciate being able to come. And I would just like to put out our thoughts to any member that is currently in the hospital suffering from the pandemic. I know in my area, I have a member that is a former coworker that is quite ill in the hospital. So I would just like to put that our thoughts are with them and wish them a speedy recovery.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Beverly. Yes, we wish them well. This COVID and this pandemic has taken its toll on so many. All right, Bob Wells.
Yes, Bob
Go
Wells,
ahead,
ready for
Bob.
director. Would like to make a motion to
adjourn
the convention.
All right, before I ask for a seconder for that one, Bob, you hold that thought. And then but anybody else get ready to second, please. I am going to say, I just want to thank all of the delegates for attending, for being a part of this first virtual convention. It is our first. And I'd like to take a moment again to thank the amazing staff. They have worked so tirelessly in our first ever virtual convention, as well as Data on the Spot, Advent Pro, The Right Type, and Dave Sherman, our event manager from Pop Entertainment. Amazing man. He's done our conventions for all of your help to make our virtual event such a well-oiled machine. We had our hiccups along the way, but everything got worked out. Everybody was able to have their say, and this went extremely well. Thank you to all of the NUPCI affiliates, the CLC affiliates, and I know Melissa Dvorak was attending as well with us, and we appreciate the with us as well. And a big thank you to each and every life member actually as well. That's a new one for you as well. Most importantly, I want to thank you, the delegates who have participated in this convention, that have been a part of my life for well over 27 years, but mainly a huge role in my life over the last 9. I will miss you. I won't be far. I will be accessible. Thank you again so very, very much. And I see we have a seconder to adjourn convention. So delegates, one last time, refresh that voting button. Cast your, we're going to wait here. We're going to be getting any minute now. We will have a ballot up on your screens to adjourn convention 2021, the very first virtual MGEU convention. The ballot is open. Refresh, vote, confirm, watch for the vote successful. Go ahead and vote now, delegates. 2 minutes. Don't think it'll take that. Thirty-second warning, delegates. This is it. 25 seconds, delegates. Cast your vote. That is carried. I'm surprised 5% were opposed, but it is carried. Convention 2021 is adjourned. Have a great weekend, folks. Stay safe out there. Take care. And thank you for all that you do every day. Take care, folks.